Welcome back to the channel. This is KDS Reviews. This week we're going to see who does it best. This is like a fantasy slash night movie slash sorcery type movie. You know, you don't see too many movies, sword, I used to call them sword and sandal type movies. There's a few they come out with. But this time we're going to talk about who did this genre best. First, let's start off 1938. We always start off with a classic. That's Robin Hood, starring Errol Flynn and Olivia Havilland. This story about Prince John comes and he takes over Sherwood Forest and starts oppressing the people in England. And Robin Hood rises up to defend them. You don't see too many movies like this anymore. Errol Flynn was really famous, even for my younger audience. You may have never heard of Errol Flynn. You need to check out here. He does an excellent sword fighting in there. I mean, it became the benchmark for sword fighting. Kind of Star Wars almost kind of stole some of the stuff that they have in there. But he was a really big-time star in the 30s and 40s. That's Errol Flynn, Robin Hood. Could this be the best one? Up next, we got another hero from the past that maybe perhaps you have not heard of, and that's Sinbad. No, not this Sinbad. This Sinbad. Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. They ran these movies in the 70s a lot. There was like 3 or 4. I think The Golden Voyage of Sinbad. I think this was the last one. This one here, right here, this guy, Patrick Wayne. This is actually John Wayne's son. Also had a lot of the great stop-motion characters in here, like the Minotaur, Saber-toothed Tiger, the Golden Colossus. This is a story about her brother turned into a baboon, of all things, and he has to go through all these adventures to try to get him back from the evil, wicked stepmother. These movies were very, very popular, and the stop-action one was done by Harryhausen, who also did Jason and the Argonauts and Clash of the Titans. That's Sinbad. Maybe this will be it. Maybe this will be. Up next, we got some new ones. 300, Gerard Butler. You already know about this one. The epic graphic novel by Frank Miller assaults the screen with blood, thunder, awe of the ferocious visual style, faithfully recreating an intense blend of live action and CGI animation, retelling the Battle of Theopolis. This is a great movie, directed by Zack Snyder. This is, to me, the best movie he's directed right here. The stop-motion action and the black and white, how it was filmed, the cinematography. 300. This might be the best one. It's going to be really, really close. This is the best one going to be. Of course, you can't do the fantasy, sand, and the sword without Lord of the Rings. The whole trilogy. Nothing more can be said about this. Return of the King, Two Towers. This is an epic movie, epic series. It's kind of a long haul watch. Great masterful. He said this was one of the best series since the Star Wars series. But maybe, is it the best of this type of sword and sorcery? Lord of the Rings. Up next is an underrated movie right here, but this is really, really tough out. 13th Warrior with Antonio Banderas. It's an excellent movie here. It's about a village, about a group of warriors. They're trying to protect this village from this monster that's deep within the forest. And you'll see what type of monster it is if you see this movie. The 13th Warrior. Up next, got an 80s classic. Patrick Wayne, Nigel Terry, Patrick Stewart, Excalibur. Story of the Knights of the Round Table. And him removing the great sword Excalibur. This is an excellent movie. Excellent. Matter of fact, I'm going to re-up this movie on Blu-ray so you can get to clean up with the sound and the picture quality. This is a great movie. It's rough. I'll tell you that. It's very bloody. Great story. It's kind of a long movie a little bit, but this is an excellent movie. It also has one of the greatest movie posters of all time. So great that Disney actually did it first, called Sword in the Stone. So, out of all these movies, these fantasy movies / night movies, who do I think is the top one, the best one of all time? Antonio Banderas is excellent in this movie, The 13th Warrior. It's hard to top this movie right here for action and suspense. Also, Omar Sharif is in this movie. Lord of the Rings. I mean, what more can you be said about Lord of the Rings? It's one of the movies in this trilogy, yeah, Return of the King won Best Picture. And to me, one that kind of brought it back, 300. The CGI in this movie is awesome. The story in here is awesome. The creatures, the battle is, I mean, game-changing. 300. Are we going to anoint the 70s classic, Sinbad? And for my younger viewers, like I said, if you can find these movies, you know, you really need to watch these. These are really, really good. The special effects is really good. Or Robin Hood. I'm going to say greatest night / sorcery movie is Excalibur. You've never seen this movie, you really need to see it. If you've seen this, then you already know this was going to be it. This movie is an epic in storytelling. They aged him from a young man to King Arthur. This is the great, and the Knights of the Round Table, Merlin. This is the greatest night movie ever made. If you like this type of content, then like and subscribe. What one do you think is the best comic movie? Maybe I missed one out. Maybe you think the Clash of the Titans of the 80s is the best movie. Remember, KDS Reviews is seen every Wednesday and every Sunday, and I will see you in the next video.